The Louis Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. Joining me shortly inside the Charles Schwab studio, Andrew Monaco, voice of Aggie Athletics. And, you know, things tend to cruise along for quite some time. Cool. But there's been a change. Aggie Athletics has a new, they have a new affiliating partner. And this week, Aggie Athletics announced new content distribution, if we want to use fancy terminology, right? And pretty excited. I'm going to let Andrew explain all that to you. And also, it's just fun. It is just outstanding to always catch up with them. So joining me shortly inside the Charles Schwab studio, Andrew Monaco, voice of Aggie Athletics. So if you have a text message question for me, 979-693-1150, you can light up the inbox. If you have a text message question for Andrew, you can text 979-693-1150 and light up the inbox. 979-693-1150. If that phone number is not programmed in your phone yet, why? What are you waiting for? If you're new to town, though, hi, hello, and welcome. That I respect. Otherwise, come on now. What are we waiting for? We are joined, voice of Aggie Athletics, Andrew Monaco. Dude, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm outstanding. I am feeling the college football fever.
Here we go.
I am feeling the fall.
Here we go.
Aggie soccer kicked us off with a dub.
Yes.
I'm seeing all these training. I'm seeing reports, fall camp, Aggie football. I'm seeing reports, volleyball's in motion, national champs. And basically, I'm in full fever.
Here we go. There was actually a cool breeze, a hint of fall. It didn't last long.
I was going to say, that was the air conditioner in your car.
Right.
That's how into the fever Andrew is. He's confusing the AC in his car with a fall breeze.
Yeah, I walked by an H-E-B, the doors open. That was the AC coming out. That was it. But I took it as a hint of fall. How about that?
It's the fall. No, the door open. It's okay.
That's right.
Andrew, voice of Aggie Athletics. You'll hear him Aggie football, A&M men's basketball, A&M baseball, and who knows where else will pop up. But one of the things right off the bat, there was like an info dump this week where Aggie Athletics, new content, because Studio 12 Live, 14 years, was here on the zone, 1 o'clock on Wednesday, Fridays. Yeah. And you guys used to have all kinds of interviews and features and stuff. Well, it's not like you and Will and the gang are now going to go to sleep and disappear for a while. You guys are just doing new, some same content, and a new distribution of said content.
Yeah, so last Tuesday, the first of our shows that come out, and that's Will Johnson. He has Recall, and those will be moments. And he looked at the 2012 team, and a little bit, I don't want to say behind the scenes, but a little bit of the story beyond the story about why the season was successful, but that's not how it started. And he's always done this in the past. It would be part of Studio 12. He would have those recalls, but he had the first one. He's going to come out with those every month. In a couple of Tuesdays, I'm going to debut Untold. Those will be some stories, and that's going to be bigger on Aggie Athletics. So we sit down with Mike Elko first. We've been able to sit down with Trev Alberts and Dr. Susan Balabina and kind of learn who the president of Texas A&M is and how athletics and academics get together. There's some other guests that we'll have in the future. That will also be every month. Will and I will start Snap Count. It's going to be almost like a football Friday. It's actually going to come out on a Thursday, but very much that preview of who we are playing next.
And you guys used to do that in Studio 12 Live. Right. A lot of times y'all were on location on the road games. And I know, hey, I'm in the Charles Schwab studio. I was listening every Friday.
Yeah. It's redirected, if you will. There's still going to be the pulse. We're always going to have that. It's just, to me, it's an exciting way to deliver these. Look, how do you deliver Aggie stories? And that's what we get a chance to do. Combination of the here and now, but we know how much history means to Texas A&M.
So you got Will Johnson once a month, and he's going to do Recall, and it's just moments of Aggie sports history.
So what he's working on now is, look, we're going to go play Arizona State in the second week. Who had a great debut against Arizona State? The Arizona kid, right? Christian Kirk. So it can be a moment and dive deeper into that moment or that player or that season or, again, it could be a career. So that's what becomes, to me, really, really fun, that little bit of a deeper dive and talk to teammates or coaches and get a little bit more of that story.
And then you, once a month, are going to do Untold, where you'll visit with a person from the A&M athletic department or just, Texas A&M University with a story to tell.
So with Mike, I get him every Wednesday during the Aggie football hour. So that's where we can talk X's and O's. This is Mike in a little bit of how he grew up. Like one of the questions I asked him, when did you dare to dream to be a head coach? We always, you know what I mean? Like at what point do you realize that? So it's that a combination
the moment
of
he knew.
how's the family affected? Louis, we've talked about this. We can always say as fans, oh, get rid of the staff. Yeah, but who are you affecting when you're doing that? And how does it affect what job you take or how important? Who are the influences? Things like that. Some of the stories we're going to know, but I think we get to know the story a little bit more. Plus, when it comes to Aggies, it's who's telling the story can be really good as well. So look forward to that. So definitely looking forward to that.
And then every Thursday game week, you're going to have Snap Count where you and Will preview the game.
Yeah, so we'll look back just a little bit, but then preview the next opponents. And it's going to be with either a player or an assistant coach. We'll do that to get you ready for that Saturday.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
so that's the Aggie content.
Yeah.
You and Will.
Yeah.
Coming up, and it's already started. The people need now. Where do they get it? One more time. Where can they find the content?
There is the Texas A&M. There's that YouTube page, and obviously you can get it just audio. We're always going to do that as well. But 12thman.com that's always going to be. Can we send you there that 12th Man app that we have redesigned? We want it to be that one-stop shopping for you, that it is there for you. When you want it, there is that content for you. We're going to hammer the app probably I guess we're using terms that we
hammer
use,
the
right?
app.
Right. We're going
to beat you over the head until you download it. So do it now and I'll stop.
Absolutely. So it's right there for you that you're not going to have to search. Or 12thman.com is where you can find all of these, but there will be that YouTube page. There will be it's either going to be the Texas A&M athletics page or football's page, or in the future basketball's page, baseball's page. All of those, you will see the shows that we do. Aggie Football Hour this fall. You can see it. You can get in touch with us as we're doing. Oh, the Elko family always has to check in as part of that. Those are fun. But again, with that 12th Man app, that's going to be a big part of what we're doing going forward.
The Aggie Football Hour returns Wednesday, August 26th, 8 p.m. The Aggie Football Hour, and that's Coach Elko. He goes up there, and it's every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Game week, every Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Right.
And they can hear it over on News Talk 1620, 94.5 WTAW, our partner, sister, uncle, aunt station, whatever you want to call it. So you can hear it over there. It's live from Rudy's Barbecue. I was talking about it because the press release came out this week. I don't care where Elko is. And it can be his Monday 1:30, where he does his weekly media game week. It can be SEC teleconference. It can be SEC media days. He talks at all these different A&M clubs, right? He always has something to say.
Agreed.
I've never seen him just go out there and waste time.
Yeah.
I've never seen him filibuster. He's never went an entire mic opening and not said something.
Yeah, it's funny because we talk about that. There's some people that kind of hem and haw and have to, let me hedge this question. And he's one of those people, I think, that if you can ask me anything, are you ready for the answer? That's what I love about him. Also, when we go around the state and we have our coaches' nights, whether it's in Houston or San Antonio or Fort Worth, Austin, Dallas, and here in Brazos County, a number of times people will come up and say, "Is he like that all the time?" And the answer is yes. That's yes. Personable. Here's my thoughts. Here's the pros and the cons. He's not going to run from those. If you ask the question, you better be ready for the answer. And I think that's how he approaches everything that he coaches. I've used this with him. I told him that this is what I admire about him. He's honest without being personal. Here's the honest assessment. Why am I not starting? Here's why. Not, I don't think you're a starter. No, here's why. You can start if you work on these things. That's happened to some players. And they've asked him, why am I not getting more reps? Do you want to hear what you want to hear, or do you want to hear the truth? Or at least my truth, and here's how I'm backing it up. That's what I find fascinating. Again, Not without going bigger picture, right, Louis? But that's where relationships are with coaches and players. You're not doing it because I told you so. That doesn't work any longer. You can't just throw a scouting report down, say, read it and have it. I think that's part of your responsibility. But how else are you teaching? How else are they learning? That's the whole thing. You can be the greatest teacher in the world. They're not learning. You're not very good at all. How can you do that? And I think that's hey, here's why you're not starting. You're not doing this in practice, this in practice. Here's your speed at that. That can be quicker. You know what I mean? Things like that. It's measurable. It can be changed and be bettered. You know what I mean? So that's what I like about him. And I think, you talk to his former players and like talking with Leon O'Neal, talking with Damani Richardson, even offensive guys. I remember talking to Sam Matthews when he played for him. But talking with Kellen Mond and talking with Jay Sternberger. But if you looked at it early, there was this, it was top down because it was new what Mike was bringing as a defensive coordinator. But then after a while, they're talking on the same level. And then you could have the Damani Richardsons as everybody else is doing the rep next to Mike and kind of also, and then the players have it. And I think that's what makes it so exciting now is it's not top down any longer. It's we've got it. And you can talk to Mike and then he wants to pick the brain of the Keldrick Carpers at the time, Buddy Johnson's at the time, where there's that belief in the system. And then that permeates throughout your defense when he was DC. But I found it fascinating that it was, okay, tell us what to do. And they were waiting. And then it became very much, I could say, on the same level because they talk about him when they played for him as the mad scientist and the genius. Like they all came out with one of those phrases for him. But I think it's also that ownership in that defense that they had, and they loved playing it. And I've often felt young quarterbacks. Yeah, good luck going up against an Elko defense because you're going to see things you've never, ever, ever seen. It's going to make you a better player. It's going to be in your rearview mirror by the time that 48 minutes or that 60 minutes is gone. You know what I mean? But that's just, they love it because it's aggressive without being reckless, but you're in the right position, this and that. So he used a word that I really liked about, when teammates have to answer to teammates and about being leaders, but he used the word, the belief. So when you have the system down and that belief in that system and that belief in one another is really pretty powerful.
Something that's always impressed me, and other coaches take over and you hear we had to scale back. We heard it's too complicated. Yeah. It's too much for the players. And then you have the Elko system, mad scientist. It's a high IQ thing he's doing. I've not heard that once.
No, this isn't like,
how come?
Because it's explained and here's how you do it. And then once you run through, I think that it's very important that athletes understand the why. And can you explain the why? And the reason why is you're in this position. We're doing this because this is the result. Then when you run the play and you see the result, boom, now you have it. This isn't, there's a lot of, hey, let's try. I shouldn't say a lot of, but it's, hey, let's try this. But it's, here's the why. Here's why we're doing this. And when you see that result, then it gets even better. I don't know. Buddy Ryan, we're running the 46 because it's the 46. It's what I believe in. If the 11 don't believe in it, it doesn't. And that's why that was so tight, right?
If you do the just because, the only buy-in is results. You have nothing else to lean on.
It's all results.
If it doesn't work, or the second
right,
it doesn't work, it all falls
now
apart.
Now the question, now you start questioning. It's a new kind of why. Not why are we doing this? It's not working. Yeah. And when it's just result driven, that's really, really shallow.
Fragile.
Yeah.
Fragile.
Yeah. And we've talked about this.
Elko's selling it to them in a way that they all own it too. That's what you're saying?
Oh, I think it has to be the ownership. I think it's similar to Buckyball. It's great that it's a vision of Bucky, but it's got to work on the court. Or all of his success, he wouldn't have had this success. He just wouldn't. It's Michael Early as a hitting coach. Right? You see those, and again, that's the other thing in baseball. Are you chasing results? And the reason why I hesitate when I say process, because the Sixers ruined that for me, the process. They spun their wheels so much under Daryl Morey. Oh, the process. Yeah, you can't keep drafting the same position and think it's going to work. You can't, we all forget the Nerlens Noel pick at center, then you had to go get Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. So, but when you're just chasing results, I got a hit in that at bat. No. That hard line drive or that 110 off the bat that was right at somebody, that's actually the success in there. Keep doing that. And that's where that process is. It's the same thing. Teams aren't the same in football. Teams aren't the same in November that they are in September. They better not be.
They better not be. There you go.
They better not be.
If they are, you have a real problem. Well, if
it's not a good season.
It's not going to work. Yeah.
No. Again,
I don't care how you start. You shouldn't be the same.
It should be going up, right? You should
be
better.
If 15 practice is enough for you to reach full potential, you're not that good.
Can't be. No. If you've topped out in week 1, yeah, and you don't see anything. Yeah, so I think that's also part of it, but that becomes that trust in the process, and I'll use that okay, here's nothing goes perfect in sports. If you're only in it for the wins, you're going to be disappointed the rest of your life. How do you, even in losses, like you learn from in your wins. It's not like the wins everything's okay. What do you keep learning in that? You don't learn just after losses. It's the same way you don't make adjustments after the game. You better be making them in game. You and I both know coaches are like, yeah, we'll get that next week. Then you just let halftime in the second half go. It's things like that. And that's it. So when you have that understanding and the players have that belief, they know when it's messed up. Look, you're going to give up a big run. It's the game of football. How many are you giving up? You know what I mean? And then is that
one per possession,
right.
One per half?
We've seen these defenses.
Game.
It's the bend don't break. Okay, you got to the 20. Now it gets really difficult. Now you're going to kick a field goal. Okay, that's a win. Or you want to miss that field goal. Oh, now the momentum swings. Yeah, I think it's here's the why, and then here's the belief in the why because all of his teams he's ever coached have gotten better, and I think that helps when you have veteran leadership who have also bought in. That's why we're talking about these young players. If you've only known how Torian York has prepared, man, you're in pretty good shape. If you only watch Trey Zune as an offensive lineman, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
We'll grab a quick timeout. We'll come back. Look, the conversation is just beginning. I always have questions for Andrew. He fascinates me. I think he's incredible. If you have questions for Andrew, text 979-693-1150. Questions, comments, opinions, take advantage. He's joining us inside the Charles Schwab studio. 979-693-1150. It's the Louis Bellina Show, Friday style on the Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
Listen to The Zone on the Zone app. Thanks to Loyalty Plumbing. The pros at Loyalty Plumbing are ready to serve you 24/7. 24/7. For big emergencies or small.
The Louis Bellina Show inside the Charles Schwab studio on a Friday, and, well, not alone. Joined Andrew Monaco, voice of Aggie Athletics, kind enough to take time out. And it's weird. It's one of the busier times of the year. You would think when it starts, but there's a lot going on, isn't there?
There's a lot. It's all that run up. Like September 5th is going to be here no matter what. Whether you're ready or
not.
No
matter what.
Yeah. I
love that.
Do it. Yeah. It was like my time in professional sports. And we would do exhibition games in preseason. Sorry, we don't call them exhibition any longer. It's like most people, even in the office, are like, oh, yeah, the season starts November 1st. And I'm like, we've got 8 preseason games. We got to be ready October 1st. Things like that.
Yeah.
So just, and with the change in media rights, so things are changing just a little bit. But yeah, it's that time. This is why we get excited about this time of year. But
I want to give you a chance. Is there anything that the listener, the fan, should know about the changes? Not the stuff for you or maybe Will or anything, but what do you think that the fan, the listener, needs to know?
Same crew. So if you've been mad at the three of us in the past, you're going to stay mad at us now.
Oh, yeah. I'm raging.
I was going through, this is Dave's, he says 35th year. 89 was his first, and there were a couple seasons that he had missed. But he's going on 35 years in the broadcast. So he's been a part of A&M since he got on campus in 67. And then he had that little break of Rams football.
All-pro
being
thing.
an all-pro. Yeah.
He was busy.
For a little bit of that, and then running Elmos that he had. But yeah, his 35th. No, we're actually expanding the pregame show. So Shea Walker is going to be parts of our broadcast. And he and Giovanni Heater get the first 90 minutes. It's going to be the Specs 12th Man Tailgate Show. So that's actually going to be on location outside Kyle Field by the 12th man statue. We will have that stage. They get the first 90 minutes. Dave, Will, and I then get the next 30 minutes and the game, and then obviously the post-game show that we will have, the fifth quarter show. So we're expanding the broadcast is what we're doing, and really looking forward to that. Love bringing Shay on. I have worked with Shay on the TV side in the past, and he's always one of those people, Louis, it's like, how can we get him involved? And I'm thrilled that he's going to be involved.
Always wanted to find a role for him.
Yes.
You always wanted to find a role for him.
Yeah, I loved doing games with him. We did some games for Fox together, Fox Sports Southwest, and I had a blast with it, and we've kept that friendship going on. And then I just love hearing all the stories of him playing for Jackie. That's just and he's just barely hanging on in his receiving records. He's like 19th. So he's still in that top 20, which he's saying he's really, really proud that he's still there. So, but he and Giovanni, I'm really looking forward to that team for that tailgate show. I think it's going to be a great way to get your day started, that broadcast started. Looking forward to that.
So there you go. That's what you need to know. It's going to be a longer extended. You're going to have now what is it, like the tailgate show?
Yes.
It's the tailgate show for 90, the pregame show 30. So you have more, get you fired up, get you ready for the broadcast. And then the fifth quarter postgame show.
Yeah. That stays the same. Not extended. That stays the same. But both crews will be a part of that. At a certain point, Dave, Will, and I leave. Giovanni and Shay will finish.
I would assume it's once the clock hits 0. Just get out of there. Go home. You've had a long day, right?
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying.
I hear at some point, clock 0. I wouldn't even say bye.
Got to go.
I'd say, Will, you say
clocking
bye.
out. It's Fred Flintstone hitting that dinosaur. I just clocked out.
Parking's bad. Traffic's bad. I'm out of here, Will. Sorry, man. You got this. I'm good.
We're sending Will. Will, you go get Elko. You go get the players. You can go. Dave, let's go.
Go. And then Giovanni, peace, y'all. Love you. I'll see you next Saturday. Y'all be good.
Where are you? Ask the producer where we are in the show.
I love y'all to death. I got a text message for you.
Oh, okay.
And it actually came to my phone, which is like, wait, I got an inbox. Why are people texting my phone? But I do. 979-693-1150. Good gosh, y'all. It says, Little James Brown, what was it that influenced his decision the most, that led his interest in broadcasting games? And this guy is a broadcaster himself. He said, mine was my grandfather listening to my game when he couldn't attend. But what was yours?
Something I wanted to do. Something I was able to do. I think we've talked about this. Something I was able to do in high school. Robert Metzger had worked at NBC in the 60s, television shows. Started a TV studio in the high school I went to. So when he started this, all the old equipment from NBC, he had shipped into his classroom / studio. And then we also, because of those cameras, we did games almost in-house. We recorded them onto tape decks, showing my age, right? But we were able to do that. Yeah. So it was an interesting class that actually fell under English in the departments, because you have to do it something academically. But it was a combination of in front of the camera and behind the camera. So you could be an audio person, you could learn how to run a camera, and then he would bring in producers and directors from, at the time, Prism was Philadelphia's cable system, and they ran all the home games. Over the air had the away games, but also MSG in New York. So Pete Silverman had worked in Philadelphia and went to MSG and was a director. Pete would come talk to our class about what it was. So it was very much hands-on. I ended up working with Pete Silverman on a broadcast.
You guys are so lucky.
Isn't that something?
Holy cow.
Isn't that something? I brought it up. Like, do you remember talking to Metz's class? I was in that class. It was really kind of a cool moment.
Getting the producers and directors gave y'all the ultimate real world direction and info.
Oh, and as you know, there are some that I would work with again in a heartbeat, and there are some that I would think twice.
And it gave you an early chance to figure out which switch.
Yeah. And when you're young and dumb, I'll work with anybody.
Let me work.
And then you start going, And then you realize at the end of that broadcast, that was a chore. And then there's others like that. The game just flies. You just have so much fun. Yeah,
the dream.
Yeah. Yep.
So if I saw right this summer on the socials, you went to the banquet to accept your Texas Association Broadcasters, the loud version of the year?
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, that's how it was announced. Yeah. It was cool.
If I did awards, that's how it would be called. Yeah.
No, it was very cool. Glad to do it. Glad to be around a number of people who I'm proud to call colleagues. You know what I mean? And ran into some people I hadn't seen in a while. And one of the other neat things about the weekend is there was a good number of students. The students from Austin P come every year to Greensboro. And to me, it's any time that you can talk with anybody in the business, it's great. And you could see them kind of off to the side. And I was talking with Chuck Cooperstein, goes every year from the Mavericks, and Chris Denari's been a real good friend. He's done the Pacers for years, and we've known Steve Holman with Atlanta. And we're talking. I see the kids off to the side, and I'm like, no, get over here. Get over here. I said, you think we have all the answers? We don't. So just trying to involve them and get a little, I don't want to say real world, but hey, any question that you have, nothing is outlandish. There's no stupid question, none of that. So you do that, which is really fun. And Wes Durham is your MC, the final year that he's doing that. And I have so much respect for that family as well. To have your award handed to you by Sean McDonough is really pretty cool as well. So yeah, representing the state of Texas. And I'll be honest, Louie, when I see the names on that list, it's an honor to be now a part of that name. So I'm hoping that, a broadcaster in the future looks at that and goes, well, if Andrew can win it, anybody can,
So that's the kind of inspiration and motivation you hope to provide.
That's what it is.
If I can, anybody can.
Exactly.
Speech.
My running joke was, and I told him in Greensboro, I was like, really, it's just a pause because it's either Brad Sham or Eric Nadel won it every year. It seemed,
So this was the year they said anybody but, and you're the anybody but?
Yeah. And if you remember, a year before I was nominated, and you're nominated by your peers, and that is actually on the plaque, that this is by your peers, and that it really does mean a little bit more. I have to be honest about that. But the year before I was nominated, and I didn't win. And winning's a lot better.
It is an honor just to be nominated, but it's one hell of an honor to win.
And I was really happy because it was Roger Wallace out of Austin had won last year, and Roger's so deserving. Everybody on there is so deserving. But I was like, no, you know what? It's way better to win if I have to be honest. And it's just it's a great couple of days there in Greensboro.
So I didn't know it was a couple of days long either. So it's more than just the one night kind of dinner.
Yeah, we do it. It's a Sunday and a Monday. Sunday is very more informal. Monday night is the banquet, so to speak, and then you go. And then on the way out and on the way back, a chance to see some baseball players. We got to see Ryan Prager pitch on the way out.
Awesome.
And then Jack Moss was in Asheville. So I'm like, maybe that becomes my summer. Is now I start picking and choosing depending on where we go. Because there's three Aggies right now in Midland. They're all playing there. Micah Dallas is pitching. Nathan Detmer is pitching. Will Johnston.
But that means you'd have to go to Midland.
That's the problem. I may have to catch him on the road.
Yeah.
I was telling Will Johnston, I may have to catch you on the road. When are you all in Round Rock? When are you all
in Nashville?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
But I was trying to plan that, and Chris Cortez was pitching in the Huntsville area, Alabama. Moo Menifee had just left Chattanooga. I was trying to catch Moo on the way out. So that, to me, it was a neat thing. And to watch Ryan pitch, his dad was there, and catch up with that. And then to see Jack Moss, who he just joined I shouldn't say just joined, but he's moved up in the Astros organization. He had been with the Reds. It's his third team. And Jack doing what Jack does. I think he's hitting 350 for them, which is no surprise. But just great to catch up with them in now their surrounding. We've talked time and again, like, you dream about pitching at Texas A&M. You dream about playing in Omaha. You dream at a certain point, there's that dream about being a pro, and there's that dream about getting to the major leagues. Like, you're now seeing all that. Like talking to Gavin Grahovac, this is the next step in his dream. This is the next step for Bear Harrison. This is the next step for Caden Sorrell. Like, so proud of all of them. They get to do this now for a living. This is what they've built their careers for. And for me, maybe this will be a fun thing to do in the summer is catch as many of these former players and now in their world and sit back and I don't keep score because I don't have to.
Just live and love.
and just join. And then, yelling and up when I think he's squeezing Ryan a little bit. It's just,
so that'd be
it's wonderful
pitch.
to see. Yeah,
okay.
Everything's got to be a strike for him. And then to catch up with them afterwards. It's really cool. And Jack had just gotten married to meet his wife. We're sitting in our seats. She's coming in and she's looking at my wife and I a little bit different. Laura and I are sitting there. She goes, we don't meet many Aggies here in Asheville. And she has that look, and we're like, oh, no, we're here to see Jack. And she said, oh, I'm Jack's wife, and this and that. So we're talking for the 9 innings and then going to see. Very cool. It was very cool.
More with Andrew Monaco, voice of Aggie Athletics, when we return. This is the Louis Bellini Show. Got a couple of text messages, too.
Ooh.
I know. That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
More of Andrew Monaco when we return. It's the Louis Bellini Show, presented by CC Electric. They have free estimates. They have military and veteran discounts. They're CC Electric. It is the Louis Bellini Show on the Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
This is your home for Aggie football, home, road, or bowl. The Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
The Louis Bellini Show on a Friday. The Louis Bellini Show inside the Charles Schwab studio. Joined kindly, graciously. Always appreciate the time.
I never know if I just derail your entire show. Like, I don't know if you ever have something that you want to do and then Andrew just kind of jumps the track.
Okay. Have you ever done an interview before?
Uh-huh. Yeah, a couple.
Okay. When you prep an interview, you have this like guideline. You have these thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
But what is like the number one, we'll call it talent or skill, but what's the point of an interview is to listen.
Listening. Correct.
And if you're listening, who cares what you prepped?
Yeah.
You just listen and you talk. I have found in my lifetime that the greatest part of every interview will hopefully be nothing I prepped. Because if you're listening to the person you're talking to, talk to them about what they want to talk about. Because that's what they're going to be the most energetic, enthusiastic, and have the most to say about.
Right.
Get them to talk about what they want to talk about, and they're going to tell you that things that they want to say, and they'll be the best about it.
Yeah.
So when you say derail what I want to say, I don't know. I don't even remember what I wanted to say. I don't care.
Okay, good.
Good. The one thing I knew is there's so many changes. I wanted everybody hanging out with us today to be able to know so they're not looking, searching, and having questions.
Yeah.
We addressed the new content, what they expect. You mentioned the new pregame. Okay, I'm happy.
The problem is, Louis, when they start sending out what we say in between these segments, that's when we're all in trouble.
So,
it's like the old days. You remember the old cable when you got the backhaul feed?
Oh, yeah.
More guys got in trouble. More crews got in trouble. More camera guys got in trouble because you saw what happened there.
I also want people to be able to text you because, day to day, any guest I have, whether it's Andrew Monaco or a player or whatever, they never have access. You know how that goes. And a chance for people, whatever they got. Like
Bring it on.
Carlos, class of 93 from San Antonio.
Yeah.
Howdy, Louie and Andrew.
Uh-huh.
This is Carlos, class of 90. I just said that. 93 in San Antonio. With all the recent media changes, will the 12th Man Apple TV app be reactivated sometime soon? Love listening to you both.
There will be a dedicated YouTube channel for that if that's the 12th Man app. Like on the app, all the video is going to be on the app. You'll get audio, video, games, obviously all the broadcasts, all our shows, and then
on the 12th Man YouTube.
That'll be on YouTube. The Apple TV, I'm not sure, like if that's it or if that's supposed to be the app. Like there is a video component to downloading the new 12th Man app. It's no longer the 12th Man mobile app. That's not around. It's the 12th Man app from now on. So should be able to have all that video content. Recall is on there. The interview, the first interview, all the untolds will be on there. Snap counts will all be on there. Yeah. I don't know if there is a channel. Somewhere in Andrew's world, we're walking and then we're going to run and then we're going to sprint. I would love to have a Texas A&M fast channel like you see, but you have to have content for that. So
one step at a time.
Yeah, here we go.
Have you ever heard of a Rusty Burson?
Just had a chance to see him just down 6 a ways, and let's just say there was some unrained whiskey involved.
Holy cow, because his text message reads, I always enjoy listening to Andrew. He is a true play-by-play artiste, and I really enjoyed visiting with him and his wife and sipping on a little unrained bourbon last Friday.
Yeah, thanks to Jay Graham and his kindness of having here. Oh, it was wonderful to see Rusty and his wife Valerie, and he's someone that I just absolutely respect as well, and I appreciate the kind words. I really do. And he's always, every time I see him, he's always very complimentary. So that's much, much appreciated.
Man, I got to try that unrained. Years and beers start blurring things. But like there was a whiskey event, I believe at this point it was last year or earlier this spring. And it was an unrained was there.
Yeah.
And I finally got to try them. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm a fan. And Jay was kind enough. It was a Christmas gift. And then I happened to bring it with me on the road, one of the basketball trips. And it was one of the neat things because Jay says this, right? If you're going to have it with friends, right? So we're sitting around after dinner. It's like, hey, let's try this. I had some friends who hadn't tried it. And then all of a sudden, assistant coaches come. And it was just, the conviviality was awesome. And that was the common denominator. So it was terrific.
Rather outstanding. So let me ask you something. With all this stuff you have to do you hear the noise around Aggie football? Or are you too busy in Aggie football to hear the noise?
I have stopped paying attention to outside narratives because it doesn't matter to me. Louis, I don't care what someone else's opinion is of Texas A&M because they're not on that field watching, or I'm blessed to have the access that I have. So it's the one change as I have gotten older. I don't care if game day doesn't pick us. I don't care. You don't care what the alphabet soup say. You don't care what a website, publication, expert X, expert Y. You don't need it. No, that's somebody else's opinion based on I don't know. I know what Coach Elko tells me. That's what matters. And sometimes there's
a pretty good source, by the way.
Yeah, it really is. And again, we've talked about that, the trust that you have to have with all the head coaches and coaches that you work with. Do I pay attention? Yes, I get it. And I know that you can change a narrative as well. But if you are same way we talked about results and not process, if you're reacting to the narrative, you're not true to yourself. You can only be true. Sometimes that's just noise. Something else I've heard from head coaches, a lot of that, they're not your friends. They're your friends when you're doing well. Who's there? That's where teammates are important. That's where the coaches are. That's where your relationships
that
are
is
important.
Such hardcore
Is it out there?
Facts.
But I don't invest in it at all, Louis. That has been a change for me. And again, maybe that's because I have worked with teams for so long, and the types of teams that I've worked on. It's just you don't respond to rumors and this and that, and you can say a case of so-and-so is going to be the quarterback on Saturday. And guess what? I'm at practice. No, he's not. It's going to be this guy. You know what I mean? But instead of being worried about this, I get that. My preparation is for that number. Number 10, Marcel Reed. He's going to be the quarterback on that Saturday. All of this. And it's fun to, obviously it's fun to watch the competition. But no, a lot of that comes out. And again, are you doing it for clicks?
So you're saying, seriously here, that because you need the truth, you don't need the narratives. No. Let's be fair, right?
No.
Since
I have a ton of respect for what Pat McAfee has done. A ton of it. If he comes out and says that Marcel Reed is the 13th best quarterback in the SEC, I don't care.
Good for him. Good for him, right?
Yeah. If he came out and said he was the best, does that make him any better? You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
We react at times to what other people who may not know. So I'm not wasting valuable energy.
And you don't need to chase it.
No.
Because I said, you're in practice.
No, it's a
ask Marcel.
It's a running
Marcel,
thing with
how you
Marcel.
doing?
It's a running thing with Marcel, and I just told him when camp began. He always comes up, and he always says, "How are you doing?" I said, "From now on, Marcel, my answer to you is not as good as you. Not as good as Marcel. It's good to be Marcel Reed. Are you kidding?" Smile on his face, leadership, love it. I want to see, and we get so invested with who we cover. You want to see them succeed.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
No, it's a fact.
But that's a lot of noise, and can you learn to keep that noise out? And that is hard for an athlete in 2026, because where they've been with social media, you do sometimes chase it. And if that, though, is reflecting whether you're in a good mood, a bad mood, I think it will affect your mental health. And you have to learn to balance it, or at a certain point, ignore it. It's going to be a problem for us as a society. And I don't think it's just athletes. If that is determining, if social media is determining, are you chasing the likes? Are you chasing? It's hard. It's hard. There's going to be some kind of bounce back. There's going to be some kind of effect, and it may not always be positive.
You can't live in a cesspool and not get some on you.
Exactly right. It's exactly right. And again, it goes back to the old keyboard warriors, right? And I mean, that's an old phrase. And everybody's brave when you don't have to show your face. Like, I'll tell you something. We weren't playing well, and I'm doing the coaches show, and it was like, you coward. Ask the question, you coward. It's like, here's what I have to tell you. That question's being asked, maybe not how you want it. And here's the other thing, and this is going to be as egotistical as I can be. I've got the job, and you don't.
You've won awards. You
Come
can't
here.
be,
Come
you
here.
can be as
Come here
egotistical
and
as you want to be.
and fill the hour and ask the coach exactly what you want to ask and see how long you're. You know what I mean? Like, again, but it's back to the relationship that I build. There are a lot of times I see a question. Hey, can I ask you this? All the coaches, can I ask you this, or do you want me to rephrase it? I'm the filter on that show. It's not like it's not going to be. It may not be asked that your way. You're going to get an answer to that question.
You're asking it a way it can be answered. You're asking it
and
to
as
get
you
an
know,
answer.
when we deal with certain, right? And look, when you're riding high, there's even dumb questions. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. But when you deal with coaches and you have that honesty, and there are times it would be like, hey, do you want to answer that question? And in fairness, all the coaches that I have worked with here, yeah, you can ask me that. I
Andrew,
love that.
I got a text for you, and
Okay.
I know you got anything better to do than be here. So it's from Noah, who says, Louis, I enjoy listening to you and Andrew on the radio talking about Aggie sports.
Oh, thank you, Noah.
That's it. Hey.
Oh, that was it?
Thanks.
Oh, I thought it was the old butt coming. But.
But
Right?
you don't ask the tough questions. That would have been epic, but I'm not going to add on there. No.
Thanks for having me, my friend.
You know I love catching up with you.
You bet.
I love listening to you.
Thank you.
I love what you do for radio. Texas Association Broadcasters, radio broadcaster, kind humanitarian. That award thing you got. So.
I got to keep bragging because I only have like 3 months left, and then
Dude,
it's somebody else.
Live the life. You need, like, you know, the wrestlers have that title belt. You need a title belt.
And
Wear
then
it in
I
the
can
booth.
hand it off to who's next.
Oh no! Keep the belt. If you're gonna have it made, keep the belt. You don't give the belt away.
I can't be like
Put a
Jane
year on it.
Daniels and
Put a year on it.
and I get to keep that belt.
Put the year on the belt. Then it can't go to.
Do I have to take it from the association who I want it from? Like Jane Daniels wants the other Heisman back too?
Okay, say they give it away, and then you put a cease and desist. They can't use your name, your voice, image, and likeness. Not voice, image, and likeness. Heck yeah! Let's do this.
Deal.
Thank you always, brother.
Thank you, Louie.
Andrew Monaco, voice of the Aggies athletics. Just, hey, always kind enough to take time out. When we come back, bye-bye. We're done. It's the Louie Bellina Show on a Friday. It's the Louie Bellina Show on the Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show. He has the barbecue and beer. Just show up at 1420. Warning. Sorry, you can't give out his address.
That's funny.
You just show up and listen in. Weekdays 11 to 2 on the Zone.